The Purple Restore is an 11-inch specialty hybrid that combines support coils, a transitional polyfoam, and Purple's patented gel pad layer. It's available in 2 firmness options and is a good option for many types of sleepers. In our objective performance test, the Purple Restore mattress performed well in some categories and not so well in others. Starting with the best, it scored a perfect 10 out of 10 for response time, the Purple Grid performing reliably there. Cooling, edge support, sex, and company all received scores in the high 9s. From there, pressure relief received 9.0 and off-gassing an 8.9. However, motion transfer was the lowest scoring category with a 7.8 out of 10. This gave the Restore an overall score of 9.32. For reference, the average performance score across the 170 plus mattresses we've tested to date is 9.52. The Purple Restore comes in 2 firmnesses, soft and firm. We tested the firm version and it has a slightly firm feel, 7 out of 10 on the firmness scale where 10 is the most firm. Based on this assessment and material feel, I would estimate the softer version to be a 5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. This would give it a medium feel. Next, we're going to talk through the Purple Restore does best. First, it has an extremely fast response time. With 0.2 seconds to most recover and 0.3 seconds to full recover, it is among the fastest responding mattresses we've tested to date. Second, it's best for lightweight to moderate weighted sleepers due to the relatively thin comfort layer. While it may negatively affect those over 250 pounds, most sleepers are likely to find the Restore's thinner comfort layer to be acceptable. Third, the mattress has high levels of bounce. At 50% more bounce than the average mattress, those who prefer more bounce will find the Restore more than adequate. However, all mattresses aren't ideal for all sleepers. Let's talk through the important consideration points for the Purple Restore. First, motion transfer levels were very high during our test. At nearly double the average that we typically find, this mattress could prove to be problematic for sleepers who are sensitive to movements during the night. Second, we found pressure relief to be less than amazing. With only 3 inches of comfort material, it's notably less thick than the average comfort layer thickness of 4.2 inches based on all of our mattress tests to date. Your body weight and sleeping position impact the types of mattress that are best able to support you. Our analysis is designed to help match the correct mattress to the right body types and sleeping positions. Support on the Purple Restore mattress is excellent. During our test, I felt well supported in all sleeping positions. The firm version is much better suited to the needs of stomach and back sleepers, in addition to heavier weighted bodies. The soft version is better suited to the needs of side sleepers and lighter weighted bodies. Moderate weighted sleepers and those who sleep in a variety of sleeping positions will be best served by the soft version. The Purple Restore has an 11-inch total profile with 8 inches of support material in the form of a pocketed coil unit. On average, we see mattresses with 7.7 inches of support materials. Purple is a little better than average and throughout our tests provided more than sufficient support. I expect most sleepers will find this level of support to be perfectly sufficient. Be sure to visit us over at naplab.com/mattress-quiz. There you can submit your needs and preferences and we'll send you back a personalized recommendation based on your inputs. Next up, we're going to move on to our individual performance tests. At NapLab, we test each mattress by analyzing according to 10 different factors that impact the feel, comfort, and performance. First up, we have our cooling test. To measure cooling, we lie on the mattress for 15 minutes, allowing it to absorb body heat. Then, we get off the mattress and take periodic measurements of the surface level temperature. Our tests show how the mattress retains and releases heat and overall cooling performance. Mattresses that breathe better, retain less heat, and sleep cooler are better as they allow sleepers to maintain a comfortable temperature. The Purple Restore has excellent cooling performance. In our test, I felt no significant level of heat retention around my body. Cooling performance is on par with most other Purple mattresses we've tested. The gel pad, aka Purple's Grid, creates plenty of air gaps within its design. In addition, the gel itself doesn't retain heat in the same way that poly or memory foam is going to. Lastly, the pocketed coil support base brings ample airflow into the mattress. The max surface level temperature measured out at 89.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is right at the average across all the mattresses we've tested. After getting off the mattress, the temperature declined by 4.3 degrees from minute 0 to 1 and 5.0 degrees from minute 0 to 5. Overall, the cooling performance is great, and I expect most sleepers will be satisfied. For the Sinkage Test, we lie on the mattress. In addition, we use a 12-pound medicine ball to test pressure point sinkage. Deeper sinkage can cause sleepers to feel overly enveloped by the material layers, while less sinkage can make you feel that you're sleeping more on top of the mattress as opposed to in it. Sinkage is a preferential factor. Some prefer more, others less. In our pressure point test, we measured a sinkage depth of 1.90 inches of pressure point sinkage, which we rate at minimal. It is 0.28 inches less sinkage than the average of 2.18 inches. The mattress has a slightly firmer feel, which creates a dramatic floating on top of the mattress feel. This is as opposed to a mattress that allows you to sink down into the comfort layers. In addition, it has a very restrained level of body contouring hug. With a slightly firmer feel and floating feel, the mattress isn't able to hug the body to any significant degree. Notably, we test the firm version. It's likely the soft version will have a more balanced level of body contouring hug. To test motion transfer, we place one 12-pound medicine ball on one side of the mattress and drop another 12-pound medicine ball on the opposite side. In addition, we use an accelerometer to objectively measure the motion generated by the medicine ball drop. Lower motion transfer is better as it helps sleeping partners avoid disturbing each other during the night. The Purple Restore has a very high level of motion transfer. In our test, we measured a total acceleration range of 13.90 meters per second squared. This is 68.5% more motion than the average of 8.25 meters per second squared. There are two critical factors working against the Purple Restore when it comes to motion transfer. First, the relatively thin comfort layer of 3 inches means there's just less material between sleepers and the bouncier coil unit. In addition, the firmer feel creates more immediate pushback and rebounds energy as opposed to absorbing it. Not only is it notably higher than the average based on all of our testing to date, but it's also the most motion of any Purple mattress we've ever tested. Looking at our motion transfer chart, which visualizes our accelerometer data, we see two significant energy spikes from 0 to 0.19 seconds and again from 0.57 to 0.76 seconds. Motion declines thereafter, but it's not until 1.99 seconds that we return to near zero energy levels. Not only is the Purple Restore considerably longer than the average duration, but it's also among the longest motion durations we've ever tested. There can be no mincing words here. Motion transfer on the Purple Restore is very high. To test response time, we place a 12-pound medicine ball on the mattress. Once it's fully at rest, we then quickly remove it and objectively measure the amount of time it takes for the mattress to recover and resume its original shape. A faster response time is better as quicker responding material layers better adapt to your changes in movement and prevent any type of a stuck feeling. The Purple Restore has an extremely fast material response time. In our test, we measured a mostly recovered response time of 0.2 seconds and a fully recovered response time of 0.3 seconds. This is tied for first as the fastest responsiveness we've tested to date. On average, we see mattresses mostly rebound back to shape within 0.4 seconds and fully recover within 0.9 seconds. Purple Restore is considerably faster than the average and has effectively an instant recovery speed. To run the bounce test, we drop a 12-pound medicine ball onto the mattress. We measure the maximum depth the ball sinks to before rebounding up, as well as the maximum height it achieved on the bounce. Bounce is a preference factor. Some prefer more, others less. However, more bounce is typically better than less bounce as it improves ease of movement, aids in response time, and improves sex performance. The Purple Restore has an extremely high level of bounce. In our test, we measured 14.42 inches of total bounce height. This is 4.78 inches, or 49.6% more bounce than the average of 9.64 inches. A high level of bounce improves sex and makes the mattress easier to move around on. However, it also can create more of a trampoline feel and increase motion transfer. The very high level of motion transfer is being driven in part by the extremely high level of bounce. At 14.42 inches, the Purple Restore has more bounce than I generally consider to be ideal. However, it is undoubtedly responsible for the improved sex performance. If a superior dance without pants is worth the increase in motion transfer, then it may be a good fit for you. For an assessment of edge support, I lie on and sit on the edge of the mattress to measure the level of support and compression. Less sinkage while sitting and lying directly on the edge of the mattress is better, as it creates a more supportive edge for sleeping, lounging, and amorous activities. The Purple Restore has excellent edge support. In our sitting edge support test, we measured a sitting edge compression of 4.0 inches. This is 0.17 inches better than the average of 4.17 inches. Ideally, I want to see 4.0 inches or less of sitting sinkage compression. The Purple Restore hits that mark, but only just. Lying edge support on the Restore was also excellent. During our test, I felt well supported, even when lying directly on the edge of the mattress. The Purple Restore uses a 3-inch tall and 4-inch wide edge support foam, and that foam has a sizable impact. However, the Restore's edge support performance is notably worse than what we tested on the more expensive Purple Restore Plus and Purple Restore Premier. It lacks the reinforced edge coil that we see in the Restore Plus and Restore Premier. The material difference is driving the edge support performance differences between these models. Our Sinkage Test uses a weighted formula to assess sex performance. Higher bounce, more supportive edges are the most important factors, with noise, pressure relief, and cooling being lesser weighted inputs. Mattresses with more bounce and better edge support perform better for sex, as do mattresses that don't make as much noise and are more comfortable to lie on. For the Purple Restore, these individual factors generated a sex score of 9.8. This mattress has a super high level of bounce and good enough edges. These two factors alone make up 80% of the sex performance score. Given that this mattress is very comfortable overall, the Purple Restore is a solid option for good sex performance. Our pressure relief test is a measure of overall pressure relief performance. We analyze materials, layers, thicknesses, density, and design elements in conjunction with a subjective assessment of our experience while lying on the mattress. Mattresses with better pressure relief are able to create a more comfortable sleeping surface. Pressure relief on the Purple Restore is good, but far from great. In our test, I felt a slight level of pressure point build up while lying in the same position. While the gel pad is a high performance material, in my view, there just isn't enough of it to create ideal pressure relief in this particular setup. With the Purple Restore mattress, we have just 2 inches of gel pad on top of a 1-inch polyfoam and then supported by 8-inch pocketed coil layer. The 1-inch polyfoam in the core of the mattress just doesn't feel or look particularly high quality or capable of delivering significant pressure relief. Even after including it into what we would consider to be the comfort layer, it still only brings the Purple Restore to 3 inches of comfort material. Based on all of our tests to date, mattresses have an average of 4.2 inches of comfort material. To create the best pressure relief, mattresses need a sufficient thickness of total comfort layers. The Purple Restore simply doesn't have it. As a result, pressure relief just isn't amazing. To evaluate off-gassing, we assessed the mattress following the initial unboxing, taking a subjective measure of any strong smells. We modeled the mattress over a period of days until the mattress no longer has a strong odor. Mattresses with less strong odor or an odor that dissipates more quickly are better. Off-gassing on the Purple Restore is strong right out of the box and takes 14 days to fully dissipate. The average off-gassing period among all mattresses tested to date is 4.6 days. So the Purple Restore is 3 times the average. This may be a more critical issue for sleepers who are sensitive to strong smells. The company score takes a look at the factors that may influence your experience with the mattress. Factors include length of the trial period, warranty, shipping costs, return costs, and country of origin. For Purple, these individual terms and conditions generate a company score of 9.8. Purple mattresses come with a 100-night trial period and a 10-year warranty. Shipping is free, and returns are also free if the mattress ends up not working out. Compared to the average across all mattresses tested to date, Purple has a 38% shorter trial and a 40% shorter warranty as well. I would recommend the Purple Restore for sleepers who are looking for a Purple mattress with minimal sinkage. The firmer feel of the firm option especially gives a more restrained contour and hug and more of a floating on top of the mattress feel. I'd also recommend the Restore to sleepers that are lighter to moderate weight. These sleepers will have a higher chance to avoid potential pressure relief and support issues from the relatively thin comfort layer. Furthermore, the mattress has great cooling for those who sleep hot or live in warmer climates. Finally, it has high bounce and an extremely fast response time. These factors together make it a mattress with fantastic ease of movement. All that said, it's a hard mattress for us to strongly recommend. The slightly more expensive Restore Plus had notably better performance and is worth considering if you're shopping in particular for a Purple mattress. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope it's helpful. Comments, questions, please drop those notes down below. If you're interested in buying the Purple, we've got a link in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching. But it's all shoot. To test response time, it's so rare that we get to say anything with such fervor. Yeah, that's right. 4.6 x 3 is roughly 3. Okay, I just want to make sure our math is right. Because God knows if our math was ever wrong, Kyle. Just scroll on a bit. You're good there. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.